Audio here? No. Alright, how about now? Now. Alright, that sounds better. There we go. Okay. That looks set. Okay. I think we're good here. Jay, good to see you. Dalcor, how's it going? Hey Greg, awesome news about English Shonen Jump. Yes, it is. So, if you're just tuning in, then it has been unveiled, released, unfurled, revealed to the world that English Shonen Jump will be available in its current English territories for free. I don't know when it's. I don't know if it's starting December 17th. I haven't read the whole rundown of it myself, but I think more details are releasing on September 17th. I think that's around when we can expect some more details to come out with, I think, the current release of Shonen Jump. And what else about it? Boy, for $1.99 per month, you get access to what they describe as, I don't think they say the complete, but I think a very competitive offering of everything that they've offered from Jump in Jump's past. So a lot of people were asking for, like, hey, we want access to past Jumps, past content. Well, it sounds like you're going to be able to get that for a premium. And for the regular price, you'll be able to, or for the regular price, for the for the price of nothing, you'll be able to get access to the latest chapters of your favorite Shonen Jump series. We don't know all the details yet, so if it's literally every series that will be in Jump or not, I don't think that information is available yet, or if they have that entirely settled, but that should be, I guess, upcoming in the next couple of days, in the coming weeks, when we see more information coming out. David Wodecki, hey Greg, good to see you, David. The Anagaming Nexus says, hey Greg, great to watch you live again. I'm sure you've heard the great news. Is this what you were teasing at before? Was I ever teasing about this? I don't think I ever teased this, but I've always said that how would I have put it? That things are changing in the manga industry, and that has always been true. Things have always been changing in the manga industry. They're always trying to adapt. But the problem is, it's difficult to adapt. You have to treat. You're not just treating one customer or one country rather as a customer. You're treating now multiple countries as customers, and there's money involved. And surprise, surprise, there's actually money involved with creating manga. People make money off of it. I know, shocker, right? People make money off it. It costs money to make, costs money to print, costs money to put the servers up, and it's also not a sure thing. You have to have a whole business plan set in stone. Yeah, it has to be set in stone, ready to go when these kind of moves drop. And to make these kind of changes, sometimes, as we've seen, it takes years to make these kind of changes, and we're not perfect yet. I think to be perfect would be a digital release. That's not to say I agree with reading manga online as the best way to enjoy it. I still think the greatest way to enjoy manga is in print. Just flipping through a magazine, turning that page is an awesome way. Because there's a reality to it, a weight to it that you don't get with, you know, clicking through or scrolling through. Either way, that aside, I'm not trying to be a manga snob. I'm just saying, if I had a chance, if I had a choice, I'd prefer it that way. But I think that as far as getting manga to people nowadays, they are trying very, very hard to make sure that all of those countries and all of those, all of the flow of money and production go in a way that is fair to everyone involved. On the business side, on the fan side, and that's difficult. You're not just talking about Japan. You're talking about multiple cultures, people, fans, uncertainties that come with fandoms in terms of expectation versus product. There's a lot of detail that goes into it. So what I said, I think previously, was that the manga industry is changing, and you should expect good things to come out of it. Even as we speak right now, there are things that are changing. There are things that are moving for the better. I don't think for the worse, but there are definitely things that are moving for the better that I hope a lot of people are going to be pleased about. This is also why it pays. And I say this again and again. This is why it pays to stay on the side of the official releases, because when things like this hit, you want to be like, oh yeah, I always supported the official release. Right, yeah. What do I do? Yeah, the echo. Okay, so Sniper of My Heart mentioned an echo. There might be an echo. It comes, it goes. I apologize for that. That's my sound setup. I can't really do anything about that. So apologies. But them's the breaks. It shows up every once in a while. It's kind of cute. It's my Grec. Should we call it? Should we give it a name? Should we call it the Greco? There's a Greco. Yeah. So let's see. Let's move up the list here a little bit. All right. Okay. Lucky X Central says, "Hey Greg, how you been? It's Lucky X 101 from Twitter. How you doing, Lucky? Sniper of My Heart. I just really want Haikyuu. Fingers crossed. It looks likely." Okay, I haven't kept up with the actual physical release. I did keep up with it in Japan a few years ago. I was able to finagle getting a foreign iTunes account and paying the iTunes account through foreign means and getting it over here. That wasn't too much of an issue, but I haven't kept up with it. So Haikyuu still isn't translated. Well, Haikyuu is a really popular series, so here's hoping that is part of it for sure. Digits RPG. Hello, Greg, and hello, everyone. Hello, Digits RPG. Echo Fruit. Explanation. Taroshido says, "Hello, Greg. Glad I caught one. It's been a while. It's been a while since. Should I not do Is that Nickelback? I don't remember. Mayor Deansworth. Awesome news, dude. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm so excited about this. Okay, Tapionski. Hey, Tapionski. If manga goes on full digital, they can get rid of the early leaks. That hurts manga the most. I think this growth addresses a number of important criticisms. I mean, the early release is obviously the biggest of issues, and that will be dealt with in time. It's just a matter of time before that's dealt with as well. But what does this address? This address the monetary aspect of it, which is, honestly, I never expected this to come first. That's amazing. So the monetary aspect of it was, people can't afford it, and people would get very defensive, like, what are you saying, that manga is for some people and not all people? Manga should be free for all people. Well, no, I don't think that all things should be free for all people. I think I think we can all pretty much agree on that, right? But that aside, there's the white knight theory of like, we're defending those who can't afford it. It sounds really nice on paper if a lot of those people weren't making a fortune off of it themselves, that they should be then, if they're truly worried about the people, then they should be sharing that as well. That aside, so this addresses the free aspect. Um, something to keep your eye on that I am interested in, and this is purely speculation at this point, but would be the simultaneous aspect of this. Because currently, we have the simultaneous release. Um, it's on paper, it's simultaneous. It's the same day. We have Monday and Monday, but there's a little thing that exists called time zones around the world. Perhaps you've heard of them. And I would be interested if they were to address the issue of time zones, and if this becomes a full-on simultaneous. That's something that I think might be possible now. They, yeah, I mean, that's another thing that there might have to be a little bit of give and take for the Japanese side, because for it to be absolutely free and then available at the same time as Japan, and this is what I mean about dealing with cultures, that makes the Japanese customer feel a little bit like, hey, wait a minute, the people overseas are getting this for free and they're getting it at the same time as us? Because now, as it is now, it's a little bit different. It's the same time on paper. It's Monday to Monday releases. Yes, we get that, but there's time zones. And you also have those occasional Saturday releases in Japan, right? Which Shonen Jump is not able to adhere to in the foreign release. So would this finally address that as well? That's interesting. That's something you want to keep your eye on and see if the release schedule is shrunken even more than we currently expect. So it might be addressing that. Who knows? The other thing is number of territories. We know that there are a set given number of territories. Some of you guys would probably be able to find that a lot faster than I could right now. I know they're on the official news release. I think Go 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 Ghost Ship, and I'm not stuttering, I think it's Go 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 Ghost Ship, right? I think she mentioned that the territories that it's planned to be released in are already mentioned on the official news release. Watch for some of those territories to potentially increase. It's there's nobody sitting there that's like, what, release manga in, I don't know, Swaziland? We can't, what? We can't possibly do that. We can't release manga in Swaziland. There's nobody sitting there that says that. We want to release manga everywhere. You want it to get everywhere. You want people everywhere in the world to enjoy this product. It's just smart salesmanship. But again, you've got to deal with how to properly go the route that your business is supported and your customers are happy and stable. And I would, if I were a betting man, I'd say that even now, as I'm saying this, there are discussions going on to release English Shonen Jump in other territories. It just makes sense at this stage. That's maybe me being way too optimistic, but that's just something that I hope a lot of people stay positive about. It's so easy to go negative on these, isn't it? I'm seeing so many people writing the sadly. We get the sadly brigade. Well, sadly, it's not in my language. Sadly, it's not in Germany. Sadly, it's not. Oh, okay. I get you. I feel you. I do feel your pain, but at the same time, stay positive. Be vocal. You don't need to do. You don't need this real sadness. I don't know why that's become a thing to go to, but stay positive. Speak up about the fact that you want it. Well, I have been doing it for years. Doing it for years? That's a cool story, bro. I've been doing it since 1996. And look where we are. I mean, we're at places. This is now what you're getting a simultaneous release now, and it's free. You now have the animation, which is free, right? You now have the manga, which is free. You guys get One Piece in the English-speaking territories that it's available from, I guess, Crunchyroll and Funimation. You get them before I get them over in Japan. Yeah. You guys have a lot going. You've made a lot of growth. It's very impressive. All right, moving along here. Newt GF says hi, as does Trade Fleet 96. DP9310 says, "Hey Greg, speaking of physical releases, I just recently got the last few volumes of One Piece I needed, so I now have all the villains volumes released in English so far. Finally, I'm so happy. Congratulations, that's a wonderful feeling. I know how that is. I think what is coming out soon? They're not that far behind now, right? Didn't they just release like the cover for this? They're only like what, 2-3 volumes behind? That's another thing that's just like, what? How is this possible? All right. Well, congratulations to you. That's excellent news. I hope your collection only grows from here. David Wodecki, favorite Yonko crew members among both Beast and Big Mom. I like Katakuri. I like Katakuri's like his soft side. I like the fact that he has that soft side. That's pretty cool. Yonko, it's excuse me, it's hard to say. For Kaido. Why do I, as long as you're saying Yonko, then why not Lucky Roo? I like that dude. Ben Beckman's pretty badass as well. I don't know though. I guess my favorite. I don't know if I can pick a favorite. That's so hard. People used to ask, "What's your favorite One Piece character?" and I can't answer that question anymore. I would say, shooting from the hip, I really like Katakuri just because he has another side to him. But I mean, that's not even really thinking about it. I'm not like the Katakuri crew. Like he's the coolest. He's the strongest, and he has all. No, I think he's interesting. I think he has a level of depth to him and a rivalry with Luffy that I'm enjoying very much. Let's see. Lucky X Central says, Greg, not sure if you can say anything, but do you have any predictions for what the new One Piece movie will look like, or any hopes for what you might want to see? At this time, I'm going to say no comment. Just to make sure everything's cool. We're on because I'm going to try to keep this video online. So at this time, unfortunately, I'm going to say no comment. Maybe sometime when I gather my thoughts, I can give you some of like my initial thoughts about like what I thought a new movie might encompass. But for now, I really apologize, Lucky, about that. Taro Shido says, what was the big news? And luckily you guys answered that. Or was on that. Like white on me. Hey-oh, I just insulted myself. Was that racist against myself? I don't know. New GF, last time you said that Hiruduk had to have been in Wano with the cherry blossoms. Does that continue? But in the drum arc, it said that there was a land in the west, and in the west blue we have Kano, flower country, and in the recent Viver cards it's revealed that Hiruduk is from West Blue. Alright, so was it from West Blue? Was there a land there? Completely possible. My idea of him being in Wano is definitely a prediction, and predictions can be wrong. But I'm still going to say that, where is West Blue? Would it have been to the west of him? Because there's so many ways that Oda can retcon himself. Like, recently with the SBS, you've got his mentioning of Mori. Is it Mori? I think Mori is the lieutenant, right, of the revolutionaries, who the giant who can push open the holes. He was in fact revealed to be the individual who hollowed out Impel Down, right? So I think, how did Oda deal with that? He dealt with not addressing the fact that Ivankov knew that individual by saying that, like, oh yeah, Ivankov had no idea that Mori was involved in that. A pretty obvious retcon there. It's, well, to me at least, I don't know, but That seems like something that he went back, read the chapters, was like, oh yeah, this doesn't fit exactly, but it fits pretty closely, and he thought, okay, we'll do that. By the way, called it. Did I ever call that on here? I'm not sure if I called that on here. I think I wrote a couple articles about that. Maybe for V-Jump, but definitely called Mori being the one who tunneled out what eventually became Newcomerland in Impel Down, level 5.5. As for Hiruduk, getting back to the point, yeah, it completely depends what he means by like the land to the west. Like, well, when he said west, was it like to the west of where he was at the time that he was sailing around the world? To the west of what exactly? That's one of the brilliant things about Japanese and being so ambiguous with its language is that there's a lot of room there, just a lot of stretch room to make that make sense. If Oda so pleases, if he so chooses to go that route, I would like to think that he did. As far as the flower country, China, right? The flower. Don't think too hard on that. Because I don't know if this has been expounded upon, but why they call it flower country is it's the same thing as Wano Kuni. So Wano, right? It's written in katakana, Wano. I'll type it in the chat. It looks a little bit like this. Wano. Okay? And Wano is just, it's literally Wano. It's not a word in Japanese, but it's based on this, which is read as wa no, and that means wa is one of those hard to translate words, but it means like aesthetically Japanese. It means peace, harmony, aesthetically Japanese. How altruistic of them, right? Or rather, how humble of them. But Kano is basically the same thing. But for China, there is a way of referring to China in Japan as ka, chu ka. Looks a little bit like this. Chu ka. All right, and that kanji, ka, right as ka, can simply be read as flower. It can be read as flower or like elegant, and I think it's elegant, right? No, maybe I'm wrong on the elegant thing. Maybe my kanji skills have decreased, but basically that refers directly to China. It means Chinese. It's like saying Chinese. It's like, I don't know. I'm gonna be careful. I don't want to say something like inappropriate mistakenly. It would be saying like the land of. Yeah, it's basically a way of referring to China. So what that means is it doesn't necessarily mean that the place is covered in flowers. It totally could be, but what it means is it's basically saying like China. It's basically calling that area of the world China, whereas Wano is Japan, and you have that American country, whatever it's called. I forget what it's called. The one that this dude is from. My favorite Abraham Lincoln dude over here. Oh, I need to look more through this volume. There's some more cool stuff in here. Stuff I didn't catch. Where is he? This is it. Here's the chapter, right? Yeah, there it is. We're walking up in this chapter. Bollywood, that's right. Bollywood. So you've got all these places with different names, but don't put too much stock in the flower. This is my squeaky chair. I'm sorry. I switched. My wife's chair is much better. And that's that. Yeah. So Hiruduk still totally possible, but just the same, could be a place in West Blue. All right. Moving right along. Dalcor. In the Viva Code, it says that Ace cannot use armament hockey, but then in Ace novels, it says that he can. Is the Viva Card? Oh, this is a good, important question. Is the Viva Card a more trustworthy source than the novels? Um, if I recall correctly, when did the Ace novels? When were they released? When did the Ace novels come out? You got to remember, this is one of the reasons that they called the Vivid Card a never-ending book, is so that it can be updated. Ace novels, One Piece, novel A. This was released April 4th. Huh? Volume 1, Volume 2. Yeah, it was in the One Piece magazine at first, but then it was released this year in April and in June. That's a big difference. I think, what were we? Were we working on Vivu Card back in April? I don't remember exactly. I think we were working on it at that time. But the Ace novels may very well contain information that came out after the Viver cards were created. So, because Viver cards have been in production for a long time, and it's very possible that they just don't have that information yet. You know, they didn't have it when they were producing them, and oh well, too bad, Zanen. It's not in there. So we maybe get an updated card for him in the future. Not that he's alive and he needs one per se, but it can help it make it more complete. This is why Oda wanted this data book to come out, so that it's one that can keep continuously getting updated. So if you want to know which one is more trustworthy, I'd say that because Oda was so deeply involved with the novel this time, I mean, he drew the cover for it, which is pretty impressive. I don't even think he did that for the Loke. No, he didn't. That was a Toei thing for the Loke. No, wait. There was one cover that he drew. There was one, but that wasn't the Loketown one. I'm pretty sure that wasn't. There's one book cover that he definitely drew the cover for a long time ago, like back at the start of the series. But I don't think that was the Loketown book. Anyway, because he had such a large part in its production, I would personally, and I wouldn't normally say this, I'd trust the novel in this case, just because he supervised it. As for the Viver card, I would chalk it up to possibly it being produced after the Viver card was made available. We're going to go squeaky here for a second. I think it's because maybe that was after the Viver card was made available. That would be my guess on that. Don't quote me as the official source or anything, but like just considering his involvement with the production of everything, that's what I think. All right. Michael's back. Ultimation 1 right. Is it true that Toei to team up with Dandelion Animation to improve One Piece anime? No idea. I would give you a comment or no comment if I knew or didn't know something about that, but this is the first I've heard of something like that. Whether it's Dandelion or something else, or just they want to improve it themselves, boy, I hope they do. David Wodecki, excited for the new Mortal Kombat, or do you not play fighting games? So David Wodecki is asking me this because I'm a heavy gamer, and I can talk about games just as easily as I can talk about One Piece, because I love games, I love video gaming, but I don't know, I'm not. Mortal Kombat just doesn't do it for me. It did back in the day. Up until about 4, I was really into Mortal Kombat. I think I was the hardest into number 2. I loved number 2. I was super hyped for 3, and I guess I enjoyed 4, but I think 2 and 3 were really my big one. Of course, I loved 1, but 1 was just so different. It was just like, just in awe of everything. I was in the movie theater. Yeah, I saw it. So what? Yeah, I saw the next one too. Yeah. Don't judge me. As for the next one, I saw the trailer and it doesn't look any different from I guess like the past maybe 4 or 3 Mortal Kombat trailers that I've seen for new games. And I don't mean that in a condescending way or a mean way. I don't mean to set anybody off, but it just okay, like maybe make a Mortal Kombat, and they did this in the past, if you recall. Maybe make a Mortal Kombat action game, or something different, like an open world or something, open world fighting game. It just I'm not big into fighting games these days. I don't know why. Maybe they got too complicated for me. I'm terrible at them. I don't know. I was big into Street Fighter, big into Mortal Kombat. What was that one? There was like Time Warriors or something like that, and you had like a chainsaw alien or something like that, and you could chop off limbs, and you could fight the rest of your match with only a few limbs. Crazy game. Virtua Fighter. Loved Virtua Fighter, but I don't know. I just don't play them a lot anymore. Yeah. It doesn't look bad, not by any imagination. It looks samey to me. Does that? I guess samey is I don't know. But I guess people who are really into these series, you can look at that trailer and say, oh, they're doing this mechanic different or this different. I'm not unhappy for anybody excited for it. Anagaming Nexus. The only minor downside is that it seems they're doing away with the digital magazine format on the official site. Flipping through the issues and discovering new manga is a highlight of Jump. Again, this is something very new. We'll see what happens. We'll see how you're able to click through, see things, explore it. I can't. Some people were mentioning about authors' comments. I find it difficult to believe that they just discard that. I would imagine that during the transition, as many transitions have been slow, many of the things that we've gotten, even the simultaneous, have been gradually they've changed things up. So expect some kind of some bonus or plus to be added in some way. Taro Shido. Sea Stone's Cup sounds like the best trading for Kid and Luffy. Hope they stick together. Well, Zoro has his own mini arc. Yeah. Is that? Yeah, that's okay. The Alcor Volume 88 is the most English. And then Volume 88-9 comes out in February. Thanks, guys. Okay, David Wodecki. Did you expect to see Gecko and Blackbeard so soon? Where do you think the plot will go? Blackbeard, I did not expect to see until after this arc, or after the main fighting had finished. I thought that'd be a great time to kind of bring him in, so I'm excited to see him now. Moria just wasn't even on the radar. Like, I just saw him and it was like, oh, cool, Moria. It's not like, whoa, I totally didn't expect it. Just like, oh, cool, all right, this is a logical place to bring him in, since he's related to Kaido in a way. Thematically, it just seems to make sense, which is why I'm guessing that Oda did as well. Why he brought him in now as well. Just it feels right. And there's so many things that Greg does like that. Did Greg? I'm sorry, Jay Thacker. I'm reading your question out here. It says Greg. I don't got it on the brain. That Oda does like that. Delco, yeah, I can't wait for 89. Jay Thacker. Okay, one question, Greg. If the people of Wano don't know about devil fruits, then what was their purpose for making sea stone equipment? As we know, sea stones originate in Wano. So, at one point, Wano doesn't seem to have been cut off from the world. Oda has been very careful to show it, and God, this is brilliant. He's been careful to show us that there has been sort of a re-educating of the people. We see the children in the classroom there, and they're getting kind of brainwashed by the yokai-looking lady who's probably a snake or something. We know that the world government has also tried to cover up information, hide information, or literally erase information. And by erase information, of course, I mean killing an island full of people. So the current people of Wano not being well informed, at least, about devil fruits seems to make sense. That they've also cut themselves off from the world. Why did they cut themselves off from the world? What was the point of that? What was the impetus for that? and why were they able to maintain relationships with Zoe? Watch for there to be some kind of explanation for why all of this happened with respect to, yes, Wano was filled into everything. There was a passing down of information at the highest levels of Wano, that is to say the Shogun, and basically that died with Oden. Oden never had the chance to pass that on to his son. This probably also has to deal with Toki. Toki probably also had a wealth of information. Maybe, actually, really cool, maybe Oden didn't even have this information. Maybe that's why he was such a rambunctious kind of punky youth, is his dad didn't trust him with the information, and then finally he saw that he could be serious, and he started to trust him more with the information, passed it on finally, and somehow Toki got involved because she found that he was the right person, because Oden is basically Luffy. I don't know where I'm going with that exactly. I think those are all my main points I really wanted to cover. Yeah, I think we're good. So yeah, basically look for Wano to have been a place that was deeply involved with ongoing events in the world before the blank century, possibly during the blank century, and for all of that to have been erased violently or vehemently against their will, and probably keeping that information within the Oden family, the Kozuki family line, was a way of protecting the people of Wano, which is obviously something that a good leader would want to do, is protect his people. So, yeah, I think that he was purposely keeping the people ignorant to protect them. All right. Comfgex asks, hello, Greg. Hello, chat and Greg. Quick question. How much space have you left? How much space have you left on your One Piece shelves? You're pretty much looking at it. That's it right there. This region here. That's it. Once that gets filled, I don't know. I got the only thing I have left there is to have the red, yellow, green, and deep blue. And when I take them off, I'm in trouble. Man, One Piece is long. Alright. Let's move down. Okay. Anime is the aesthetically Japanese country. Yes. Exactly. That's exactly what Wano means. The aesthetically Japanese country. Alright, Kokiko. Hey, Greg. Does free jump change things for using panels and videos? No, unfortunately, that does not. In fact, there was a time where I was considering using panels because the official YouTuber of One Piece was using them here and there, and a few other people who knew the editors well were using them. I was considering it, but nah, not going to do it. And that's kind of why I've been refraining from doing it in this video, because I'm going to see if I can keep this video online for people who missed it. If you're just joining us, I mentioned that earlier as well. So that's unfortunate, but that's them's the breaks, so to speak. New Jeff, do you think the Chinjao family could be one of the mafia families of the West Blue since the Dawn in front of Sai's name? Sure, definitely. I mean, if they're not royalty of any kind, then yeah, absolutely. Dave Wadecki, I think late 2016 or early 2017, the Ace novels. Okay, so yeah, early. Oh no, those were this year, man. But 2017 would have been in the One Piece magazine. But those are just excerpts, right? I think the One Piece magazine was only like half of the Ace novel, the whole story or something like that. Kokyo asks, how many volumes will One Piece have when it's done? Your guess, Greg. Man, if you asked me back around Enies, no, before Enies Lobby. Around volume 36. You asked me around 36, I would have said 50 something volumes. Yeah, and that's what informed my my guesstimates and predictions for many years. But as soon as I learned that really the brakes are off, I mean, the brakes are off on this. I will not bat an eye if One Piece goes on for another easy 10 years at this point. I had a prediction for 10 years almost 10 years ago. And I was slowly chipping away at that based on what Oda was saying about how far the story is. And when he says, it's going to be, the story is this far, we've had this discussion. You know this if you're a frequent listener. When Oda says, the story is X percent done, that doesn't mean years. That means the overall story is this percent done. Which means it makes it very difficult to calculate. Even for him, he doesn't know. But he knows the story that he wants to tell, and he's just thinking about how long it could take to tell that. I think there was a point where I thought that One Piece could be about 7 years, and I want to say that was at the end of Dressrosa, somewhere around Zou. I might have said, yeah, I think One Piece can do another 7 years or so. But now, because of how things are proceeding with the story, I feel very comfortable saying that another 10 years sounds like what it might actually be. Just because Rocks changes so much. All right. So yeah, how many volumes would that? Right. The question is how many volumes. So it's what 5 volumes per year, right? Roughly 5 volumes a year. We're at what, 91? So we'll say 5 times 10 is another 50. 150 volumes. I wouldn't say that with great confidence. I'm not gonna put that in stone, but I would say maybe 130 to 140, 135. Sounds about right. That would be my guess. And of course, none of that is suggesting that Oda is bored with the series, or that he doesn't want to write anymore, because I do feel that if Oda felt that there was enough story to tell, he would continue writing One Piece until he died. Alright. Tyler, did you miss the weekly Shonen Jump talk? Yes, you did, but I have good news, Tyler. I'm probably going to be uploading this, so you can go back and check that if you'd like to. Like X Central, Greg, will you be attending Jump Fest this year? Absolutely. You'll see me there. New Jeff, do you think King and Queen will have zone devil fruits? Depends if King's wings are actual wings or if they're, what is it, Bilka? I'm pretty sure they're Bilka wings. Depends if he's Bilka wings or not. If they are devil fruit wings, then hey, probably is devil fruit wings. If they're Bilka wings, then yeah. I mean, do their epithets really have anything to do with them? Like, why would he be drought? Is he drought because of the fishman thing? And I'm talking about Jack. Why is one plague? Why is one fire? What exactly do they mean? Is there any relation there? He is on fire, so is there some kind of thing that allows him to withstand fire? That might have been a hint there. Tadashito, what games are you into right now, Greg? Well, as soon as I finish this, I have some free time. I did all my chores yesterday. I was a good boy. As soon as I finish this, I'm probably going to go back to Hollow Knight on PS4. So I got the, when it was on sale for Black Friday, I got the Super Ultimate whatever edition of that. And excuse me as I yawn. And I'm going to be getting back to that. I've been spotty on it. It's kind of depressing. There's just so much black in the background. It's just so dark. I get that's part of it, but it just kind of makes me feel down when I'm playing. I'd much rather go back to Dead Cells. But then again, Dead Cells is kind of annoying because I wish there was a way to save your weapons, which is the catch for some people. I get it. I know you like the ability to like, oh, you should master all these weapons. I'm sorry. Don't got time for that. I finished off, what did I do? I polished off Spider-Man, I platinumed Spider-Man, I did Platinum Dragon Quest 9, I did Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Red Dead Redemption. I rage quit. Adalcor. Some hawks carrying burning twigs over the plains and starting wildfires. So maybe King Wildfire could be a hawk zone. He does have wings after all. Could be. And hawk is pretty cool too. I would like dinosaurs though. I want more. I want them to be prehistoric. Cookie, Greg, can you always enjoy the current chapter arc, or are you looking into the future and are stoked with what's to come? That's a good question. That's a new one. Do I always enjoy the current chapter, or am I always? I guess I'm always looking to the future. Here's how I read One Piece. I read One Piece basically 3 times. I go through the chapter and I'm like, wow, that was really fun. The next time I go through the chapter and I look at all the details, I look at all the artwork, the little things, details in the background I might have missed, and then the third time I look for hidden stuff in the dialogue, in terms of references to past things, quoting people from the past, and I don't do this as much anymore, but like bounties, like looking for what bounties could be. I discussed that in my last video, how I really don't look into that much anymore, because it's just it's gotten a little bit too much to deal with while trying to write articles. But that third time is usually looking for relationships to past. So do I enjoy it? Yeah, that first read through, I think I purely enjoy the chapter, and then after that, I kind of try and look at the bigger picture, what this could mean for what's coming down the line. So I guess the glass is half full. I try to stay in the moment and enjoy what's going on. But of course, if there's something that catches my mind or my eye, I'll be like, yeah, okay, all right. I see that this is going on, so this might be either, oh yeah, this was related to something that I brought up, or I thought might happen, and so that might mean this might happen. I might go off on a tangent, but most of the time I'll just go straight through the chapter. Cookie, great, can you, no, that was you. Sniper of my heart, I hope we also get covers. Yeah, getting covers would be nice, eh? Tabasco Boski, now that you mention it, thoughts on World Seeker so far? None really, Tabasco. I don't mean to disappoint you or put off your question, but like, I will be interested in World Seeker when reviews start to come out, because I've just been burned so many times. I know I'm saying never say never about Weekly Shonen Jump, but I mean, these games are just, oof, some of them are rough. And World Seeker needs to be on a AAA game level, but funded at a B level game budget. And I don't know if it can do that. Sniper of my heart, thoughts on Jinbei officially being a Straw Hat? Thank you, Vivre Cards. I should probably just refrain from mentioning that, just because it's not official yet. But yeah, the Vivre card. Oh, does it actually? Here, look at this. What did I buy? Oh, the One Piece volume. Okay, look at this. I got this new One Piece stuff. The gag mangas and things. These are cool. Actually, here's all my Vibber cards that I haven't looked at or even opened once. You guys probably know way more about the series than me right now at this point. Oh, there he is. There's Jinbei. Hey, what's up, Jinbei? So yeah, I haven't even opened these guys yet. You guys, can you spoil me? What does it say? Does the Vivre card? I'm gonna scroll down actually and check with it. I'm interested. The Vivre cards say that, like, hey, he's a member of the Straw Hats. Is there anything in there? I'm checking the chat right now, so we're scrolling down. And anybody with the Vivre cards? Does it actually say that Jinbei is I think he is the 10th member. Alright, Sniper of my heart says that they think he's the 10th member, and Vivi is a former member. Is that their actual listing? Like, are they actual listed? I know there's the card numbering issue. There's like, hey, this person is number what, and this person is number what. But like, quite sure it does. Well, you know what? Let's do it live. Look at this. it's not an unboxing, it's an unwrapping. Oh yeah. Okay. Hello, Boa. Hello. Squard gets his own card. Steady. Is he in here? There he is. 10. Mugiwara no Ichimi. There he is. Alright. Jinbei's big. Okay. So yeah, there you have it. Okay, so he is part of the crew. There you have it. Yeah. The difficult part about Jinbei being a crew member is, what will his color be? You have blue for Sanji. You have light blue for Frankie. What can Jinbei be? What can he be that's interesting? See, there's white, and that would be like sea foam. But that just doesn't seem like Oda. What color is your character? Oh, his image color is white. He can fight with Luffy for red. So yeah. Alright, so thoughts on Jinbei being the 10th crew member? Well, if the Vivre card says so, then I have no compunctions about saying that. I'm so happy to have Jinbei be a part of the crew. I would not be if he didn't have that face vault back in Fishman Island. But I'm glad that he did. I'm glad that he has, a little bit of personality there. I wish that he had some more quirks, but maybe we'll find them along the way. It's nice that we have, a representative of the different regions of the world. I don't know if that was planned by Oda or not, but it's interesting how his idea for a member of the crew went from, like, you had that, what was it? What are they called? Catfish? I think it was a catfish or something like that. Who was like a shipwright, and like that was originally going to be Frankie. It's interesting how Oda didn't planned on having a fish-like character join the crew, and then eventually does indeed have one. So the evolution of One Piece, again, surprising even the author himself. That's kind of neat to see. White Bear Beppo. Hey Greg, I love the direction Shonen Jump is going. There's one problem: people who don't buy the volumes and rely on the backup chapters, may be misinforming others since the volumes change dialogue. That's not too big of a deal. That really isn't. That's now getting into like the OCD end of it, and it's good to be that, but like then you can inform people about that. That can kind of be like your niche thing. Tyler, do you read Jump Square? Jump Square is the monthly magazine, right? I don't think I get Jump Square delivered. I get Giga Jump delivered. I think that's what they're calling it now, where the amateur authors have their works published. But I don't think I regularly read Jump Square. I think that's going to get a lot of focus now, right? Because what's in Jump? Let me move this down a little bit, because there we go. That's better. What's in there? Gintama is Gintama Jump Plus? Gintama's Jump Plus. What is in Jump Square now? You guys can probably tell me what's in there. White Bear Beppo, do you think the curving tree around the castle will be cut down in a samurai fight? I think that would be a great setting to fight on. If there was something evil about it, if there was something that needed to be destroyed in order to represent the old going out and the new coming in and regrowth, I think that would thematically be important. But I don't think there's anything evil about it right now, unless we learn, because it's that tree, the base of it is so thick that I think we're supposed to assume that it's a very old tree, and it's groomed like a bonsai to basically be the size that it is. It's very thin, right? It has a very thick base, a very thin tip that goes around, and it's trimmed, groomed to be like that. That's not uncommon. The houses around here often have that. So if there was something about its design that represented the current evil leadership in the country, I could see it being destroyed or harmed. But something tells me that it has a long history there, and it represents Wano's past, and represents a hope for the future as well. So I don't know about that. Interesting idea. Maybe it could be threatened, but I guess the drama there would be, would it grow back? Would it be able to regrow? Also, don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but it seems to resemble a crescent moon, kind of like the Kozuki clan. The only difference being the Kozuki clan, their moon symbol is reverse, I think. How does it go? What is the what is their ankles? Is the one on the ankle? Which way is that pointing? The one on the flyer that they're hanging around is going off in the other direction. It goes off like this, and I'm probably showing up. This is mirror image right now, so I can't tell what's what. But the one definitely goes off like this. And does the other moon, half moon, go off like this? Either way, it could easily represent the Kozuki family as well in the crescent moon shape. And if it does, then I don't know about that being destroyed. Unless they do like a Deku thing, a Deku tree, and there's like a little seedling down there and it's ready to regrow. Dalcor, do you think the guy with the scythe from 926 is one of the samurai Kinemon is looking for? He has the same hair as one of the silhouettes. Absolutely, I do. And the demon pirate. So it is. I think the demon pirate is asking, is it rocks or locks? We can't tell yet. It's very difficult. I don't even know if it's rocks or ROX. I mean, the official English translation is ROX, to kind of make it stand out. But we don't, since we don't know if it's a person or an organization yet or whatever it is, it's kind of difficult to tell. Cookie Go asks, isn't it 4 volumes per year? Aren't we getting 40 chapters a year? I'm pretty sure it's 5 volumes a year. I don't know if it always matches like the calendar year, like there might be some overlap there, but I'm pretty sure a year is equivalent to 5 volumes. Is it 4? Why did I want to say 5? Is it 4? I don't remember. I used to have all that math worked out. Now it's just going away to the dodo. I think it's 5. What was 5? What is it? It's about 10 chapters per volume. 5 volumes, 50 chapters. About 48 chapters per year. No, less. Ah, has it gone down because of Oda's breaks? Because now there's going to be what? Now there'd be like, because he has breaks every once in a while, so it would be like, what are there? Probably like, it says 8, 9 breaks, 10. So what are there, like 39 chapters per year now? Is that around what it works out to? I'm just doing mental math, but if it's 39, then that is 4 volumes. So that, okay, maybe it is 4 volumes now. See, I remember it being 5 volumes when Oda didn't go on his breaks all the time. Stephen Paul translated it as rocks, but he's pretty much sure Oda wanted it to be rocks, as in, rocks. Okay, yeah, and that's something he has to be careful about just because he doesn't know where that's going yet. New GF, Beige was said to have killed all his enemies in West Blue. Don Shinjao was the 12th leader, and Sai the 13th. Could Beige have killed Sai's dad? Alright, so this is going off your question earlier about, or a question earlier, I don't remember if it was yours or not, whether Don Shinjao was one of the mafia from West Blue or not. Could there be beef between them? That would be interesting. But again, that's something that would be easy for Oda to retcon if he wanted to. I'm not coming up with anything specifically, but I mean, I'm just thinking about like how Oda kind of retraces his steps and is able to reword something or say that, oh, well, this person actually got away, or this person was a member of the Chinese mafia, not the Italian-based mafia, etc. Dave Wodecki, what will end first, One Piece, or Berserk, or Hunter x Hunter? I don't know. I'm not too up and up on the Berserk news. Isn't he saying that like Berserk is getting ready to finish off? Isn't he going towards the end? As for Hunter x Hunter, woof. It depends how long he wants the story to be. See, my knowledge of Hunter x Hunter is so minimal compared to what it is. Hunter x Hunter is like something I watched like this. Wow, cool. I wasn't trying to analyze anything about the series. I was just entertained by it, which is relaxing. It's so nice. And I don't know. I have no prediction for the length of Hunter x Hunter. I don't know what the author even, what his big plan for it, if he ever mentioned anything about the length of the story. But if I was just shooting from the hip, I'd say that if he has a long story planned, then, I don't know, maybe One Piece. Well, here's the other one, Bastard. When is Bastard? Did Bastard end yet? I don't think Bastard ended yet, right? You guys even know what I'm talking about, Bastard? That story is another one that's just, from the 80s. Moving along, Sean Keller. Hey Greg, just joined the stream. I was wondering if you could settle something for me. In chapter 903, in the Blackbeard Pirates panel, between Blackbeard and Shidio is someone. I think it's Kuzan. Your thoughts? Let's check. 903. Squeaky chair, squeaky. 902, end roll, sad chapter. 903. La 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 la. Greg is looking at his manga. Okay. Who we got here? In chapter 903, between Blackbeard and Shiyu is someone. There are actually many someones between Blackbeard and Shiyu. Between Blackbeard and Shiyu, you have Augur, you have Pizarro, you have who appears to be Doc Q, and then you got somebody seated frumpily to the left hand side. You mean the person all the way on the left hand side? Because that person I could see them being a little bit coy about, unless it's Lafitte. Unless it's Lafitte. Anybody else? I'm going to check the comments down here to see if you have anything to say to that. So yeah, we're looking at chapter 903 right now, and trying to see if somebody between Blackbeard and Shiyu is Kuzan. Any specifics for me here? Because I think we've identified the other three. Perhaps you mean the one sitting all the way on the left? Has the stream caught up yet? Comments? Nope. Alright, we're going to wait 10 more seconds. And then we're going to move on. We're moving along. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Kapionski found this amusing. That's good. Alright. Going back up. The Gaming Nexus, it's usually 4 volumes a year, sometimes 3 like this year. So yeah, that's definitely come down. It used to be 5. I guess that's with the new chapter releases. Yeesh. That's a little bit samishy. That's lonely. I was quite surprised, a new GF. I was quite surprised that Oda revealed Smoothie's Devil Fruit in the SBS. Do you think Oda rushed and put too many story elements into Whole Cake Island? No, I don't think so. I mean, I think Oda is rushing overall, sure, but I think he's hitting the important things, especially like the. I mean, if he's not going to have her be in a full-on battle there, then sure, I get not expanding on the Devil Fruit. Um, I get it. I don't like it because he's hurrying along throughout the entire series now, but I get it. Richard does all right. We're gonna get down here. Ha! Tabasco she says, I'm not buying it until he's in a color spread. We're talking about, of course, Jinbei joining the crew. I'm not buying it until he's in a color spread or volume summary. He stated to be a helmsman. Tyler, does your family love One Piece more than you? Luckily, my wife loves me a lot more than One Piece. Haru is, she's not a super One Piece fan. Haru likes One Piece. She enjoys reading it. But I think at this point she has 2 full volumes of material she hasn't read. I think she has to read volume 91 and 90. So she's got some reading to do. And after she reads 91, I've got to catch her up to the recent ongoings. So, yeah. I'm a lucky guy. Sean Kelleher, I'm sorry. Greg, have you seen the new banner for the One Piece YouTube channel Oda designed? It's pretty cool. No, I haven't. That's neat. Did he? Neato Spiffy. I'm gonna go check that out right now. Enough of this Greg guy talking. Let's check out One Piece YouTube channel. Let's see what this brings up. One Piece YouTube. Right. Nah, I don't think that's gonna help me. Alright. One Piece official YouTube. Did you guys see my video up there? I forget if we discussed that or not. Alright, clicking through. What do we got? Is this the official? Nope, I don't think so. Alright, I'm only going to put a little bit more time into this. And that's it. Okay, couldn't find it. So maybe you've provided a link. If you have, awesome. If you haven't, I will find it somehow. Alright, what are we looking at now? Stated to be the helmets. I'm going to dark red. Let Jinbei be turquoise. Oh, we're talking about the colors, of course. Alright, Tabasco Boshi. Thinking about it, Luffy probably spent more time with Jinbei than with Brook 2 years ago. Oh, yeah. The time that the crew spent with Brook is like, I don't know. I think the one questionable area is how long did it take to get to Red Line, right? I think that's where there's a little bit of a gap and you can't tell exactly how long it is, but like they spent like no time with Brook. And yet, even still, he's like, he waits 2 years for these guys and gives up fame and fortune just to be with them. That's some love. That's some nakamating right there. So the Demon Pirate says that Blue Exorcist is in Jump Square. So we were talking about Jump Square a little bit earlier. World Trigger moved to Jump Square. Oh, that's right. That's right, yeah. Dalcor asks, what do you think of Volume 91 cover? It's already one of my faves. Volume 91 cover, it's, I like having all the crew together. Seeing everybody together like this is nice. Getting their colors, so we have a little bit of an idea what we're getting into when we read. That's nice as well. I like this Sanji over here, kind of looking like the classic, kind of like the ukiyo-e print style. Again, with this kind of sun theme. You got a sun theme on Luffy and Zoro. Interesting that the sun-looking image is blue. What else? Yeah. Everybody looks good. Like Nami is of course holding money. It's money if you couldn't tell. It's Japanese ryo, I think they call him. And Luffy, look at swordsman Luffy. Man, I wish he'd give that sword to Zoro. All right. Initiate, Greg. I've been meaning to ask you for some time. Oda seems to be creating a lot of colored artwork digitally now. Do you know if he uses copies still for color spreads? Copics still for color spreads. Yeah, yeah. Don't think that he's gone all digital. A lot of his digital stuff are things for like tertiary projects, like online things or messages to other authors. Let's see. I think this one. This one is he definitely drew this one by hand. He drew that one by hand. A lot of times, sometimes when he's drawing these kind of images, he'll go digital for them. So messages to other authors or tributes to other authors. Sometimes he'll go digital with that. I know he did recently in some kind of book that I didn't purchase yet. I gotta get it somewhere. I think it's, what is it, for the Trouble author or something? Something like that. I don't know. But he does a lot of digital work for those. Excuse me, there's a fog on my throat. But for everything, I know he did a digital piece for this, but I don't know if that's the final version of this. I don't think it is. Because this coloring is definitely done. This is his hand coloring. And the lines seem too thick. I'm pretty sure that the one that you see online, that's not actually this. I think it's a rendition of this that he did. And I think that he probably based the inking for this off of that. That's just a guess. Don't quote me on that. But don't worry, Oda's not giving up his Copics or his ink yet. It is interesting that you noticed that, though. He's been doing that for a couple of years. It's usually easy to tell by line thickness, right? I think that's one of the ways that you can kind of tell whether he's been using his iPad for it. Delcor, Jinbei's color is whatever's left. He doesn't care what he gets. He's just happy to be there. Tyler, Jump Square is Blue Exorcist, Daygray Man. I can't believe Daygray Man is still going. That's amazing. Ronnie Kenshin and World Trigger, to name a few. Stacy Chen, long time no see. Do you collect One Piece color spread calendar? And do you have a favorite color spread from the 2019 calendar? I do not. Steve Yurko from the One Piece podcast does, as well as Ed. I believe Ed is a long time collector of those. Tyler, Jump is in Gintama is in Jump Giga? No, really? Jump Giga. What? Doesn't Jump Giga only come out like 4 times a year? That's amazing. Tabasco Boshi, I think Oda uses the digital tools for layouts and early sketches. Yeah, exact. Tabasco, you're on it. Ishi, the Katakuri plus Luffy one was colored digitally. Yeah, again, those are tertiary projects. And you can tell. Oh, I think I got a sample copy of the One Piece volume in the mail the other day. One Piece volume? One Piece magazine. Oh my god, did I totally call it? Kokigo. I freaking did mental math and I totally called it. 39 chapters? Yes! How cool is that? Oh man! Awesome. Jeez. Damn me. Okay, 39 chapters. 4 volumes. Says off on the volumes. I remember there being 5 volumes, so that's interesting. I think there probably were. Whatever. Okay. Yes. Cool. I think to finish everything, he will need more than 10 years. 10 years would only be about 400 chapters. I don't think that's enough. I think that the resolution of the One Piece story will be about 5 years. 5 years. I'm sorry. I'm thinking down a different line and not saying. I think the resolution of the One Piece story will take about a year. I think that from when we get to final chapter or final battle, like battle result to final chapter, that might be a year in and of itself, depending on what he wants to cover up, to cover in terms of tying up loose ends. I think that alone might take a year. All right, So David Wodecki and Annie Gaming Nexus have both heard of Bastard. New GF, who will die besides Kaido and Jack in Wano Kuni? Does anybody deserve to die? I mean, even King and Queen have already been set up to be somewhat, quirky. So definitely not them. But you know me. You know me. I'm still on the Absalom's soul is probably still kept somewhere train. I still don't accept Absalom as dead until I see his corpse and his soul both vanish from this realm. Uh, Delcor, I think 400 chapters would be enough. 400 chapters to start a new One Piece into Water 7. Thought on devotion can he co-creator? Yeah, there's that as well. Cookie of the One Piece channel, I think. Link is the official One Piece channel. Alright, Dalcor, Luffy lost that sword. I wonder how Tiki Tetsuo will react to that. Yeah, that's gotta be something that comes back, eh? What if Zoro's able to have Hitetsu combine them or something like that, huh? Anna Gaming Nexus, Volume 91. My goodness, what is up with my throat? Volume 91 is the first volume to feature all the crew since Volume 64, which I am thankful for as I slowly die a death talking to you. But Jinbei isn't on 91. Let's see. Dagor, but Jinbei isn't on 91. Yeah, but Jinbei hasn't officially joined the crew yet. Which is why Oda's pulling this stuff out. You're going to see our first Avengers Assembled team portrait when he arrives. Ray Lenter, Greg, have you ever played Kingdom Hearts? Yes, I have. I played Kingdom Hearts 1 when it was first released. Ray Lenter, will Kinemon die? No. Sniper of my heart, back to he might get messed up, but no, he won't die. Sniper of my heart, back to video games. Do you plan on playing Smash? This is, I'm gonna break some of your hearts here. I'm not a Smash guy. I played the first Smash Brothers on Nintendo 64, and that was pretty much it for me. I enjoyed that. So yeah, nothing against it, but I'm not into it. Greg, the link I posted is the One Piece image with Jinbei. Ray Lantern, Jinbei also isn't in Wano. Haha, for now. But yeah, you're right. He shouldn't be on the cover there because he's not there. He doesn't have his Wano get up yet, so he'll be there. But in terms of like, is it the complete crew? It's the complete crew as they exist now. Jinbei will be joining eventually. Dialogor, I still want. Oh my gosh, we're at the end. I did it! Yay! All right, we're gonna keep it here then. We're gonna call this the end. We're gonna cut the questions here. Dialogor, I still want a sumo match between Jinbei and Urashima. Oh, that'd be perfect. Mohammed, everyone drink some tea for your throat. It's good when talking for long periods. I will do that. Also, the YouTube image has Vivi. Ooh. Dialogor, Jinbei, Wano's getup is his normal getup. Have I played Splatoon? Is it really that huge in Japan? It's enormous in Japan. It's super big in Japan. My students love it. What do you think is Oda's favorite manga in Jump this year? One Piece? Ray Lynch, I know you love Vivi. I love Vivi because my wife loves Vivi. Harris, I would say 1,500 chapters is ideal. If I'm correct, Oda stated months ago he wanted to do a marine-centered arc, so there is a lot more to tell. Sent from heart, thank you, Greg. Can you at least agree Kirby is everyone's sweet boy? Yeah, but he's banned at the... He's sweet, but he's banned at the all-you-can-eats. Has anybody seen that? There's a Japanese meme going around. It's cute. Thanks, Greg. It was a pleasure. Since Kaido's crew are related to cards like Jack King, who do you think is Ace? Ace? No. All hell low on Beppo. Do you think due to the recent Shonen Jump changes, they might do Netflix-style thing in the future and how to support new creators? We'll see. But it's really, really difficult to support creators in that realm. It's a difficult relationship. Nice hanging with you, Greg. What will Mihawk do now? Mihawk is, if he is still actually the strongest swordsman in the world. Yes, I know they called him that a few weeks ago, but we don't know. Maybe it was a private match. I don't know. I'm still holding on to that as a possibility, not as something that definitely happened. But if he has not actually lost to Shiryu, then the only thing he has left to do is to lose to Shiryu. Rest your throat. Thanks, Greg. Thanks, guys. You've been awesome. Been fun talking with you. I'm going to go enjoy my Saturday. We got some tabletop Pathfinder going on tonight. I'm excited about that. And see you when I see you. See you next time. All right. And congratulations to everybody over at Viz. Another great achievement on their notch on their belt. And I'm looking forward to the future. Later.